Welcome to our tutorial on similarity search using FAISS. A similarity search will display similar sentences. So the query is, how do I build mental strength to keep trying? This is not using an LLM, it's just a search. And then in the data, we have the sentences and it selects the most similar sentence to the query. It does that by converting the query and the data into a set of vectors, and then it calculates the distance between the vectors. I have UV installed. I'm using PowerShell on Windows. I'm going to start a new project with UV init. I'm going to call it Similarity Search. And then in the new project, I'm going to add a specific version of the FAISS package. So it's UV add FAISS Facebook AI Similarity Search -CPU version. I'm going to use 2 equal signs. I'm going to put a specific version so that we can all be matched up in our tutorial. Okay, so you notice that the FAISS also installed NumPy 2.4.1. At this point in our project, we have access to FAISS, and we also have access to NumPy, which is used to manipulate multi-dimensional arrays. In our program, we're going to create a 384-dimensional array. In our program, we're going to use FAISS to calculate the distance between 2 different vectors. And the shorter the distance, the closer the match is between the 2 sentences. We're also going to use sentence transformers. And sentence transformers is what we need to convert a set of sentences into the vectors, which is a group of numbers. However, before we install sentence transformers, I'm going to lock the transformers package, which is installed by sentence transformers, to a specific version. The Transformers 5 just came out very recently, I think in the last week. So there's a little bit of warnings if you use Transformers 5.0. We're going to lock it to, or pin it to a version 4.57.6. You can see that Transformers added the Hugging Face hub, which we'll need to connect to over the internet in order to download the first model. It downloaded Transformers and requests, which we'll use for the connection. Sentence Transformers, in addition to Transformers, it also installs PyTorch. Torch is a thing that actually does the math. So let's install a specific version of Torch. And now we can install our sentence transformers with some specific versions that are pinned. So sentence transformers installs the other packages normally, but we're installing the Torch specifically and transformers in order to get a specific version. This is the flow that we are going to build right now. we installed this package, sentence transformers, which normally installs transformers and PyTorch or Torch is the name of the package. It also installs NumPy. We first have to load the model. We're going to download it from Hugging Face automatically. And we're going to pass it into PyTorch for the inference, which is this process converts the sentences into a set of vectors. And then we're going to encode the sentences into a NumPy array of vectors. Transformer loads the model. So it's like explaining how the brain works. And PyTorch is the math engine. So it does the heavy lifting for the mathematics. And it can work on the GPU as well. The output's going to be a multi-dimensional NumPy array of vectors in float 32. So float 32-bit floating point. And we need this format, this specific format, to go into the FAISS index, and we're going to add the vectors to it. Now, at some point, there's a query where we have our data is now in the FAISS index. We have a query, we have to encode the query as well, and then we'll search for it with a specific simple way of just calculating the distance between the two vectors. And the shorter the distance, the closer the match. Okay, let's open up an editor and get started here. You can use any editor. I'm using Cursor. You don't have to use Cursor. So if you do use Cursor, I'm going to hide the agent with Control Alt B, the letter B. I'm also going to snooze the Cursor tab. Increase the font size a bit. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the platform. Let's first collect some system information. Sometimes it's difficult to get PyTorch working properly. So we'll first see what we have to work with. Platform is a standard Python package. Okay, so I'm in the root directory of my project right now. And I've activated the virtual environment. So now I should just be able to run Python main.py. And it's showing the platform. You might want to know if you're on Mac, which we're not for this tutorial, but it should run. We can check it with Torch. And we'll also check to see if CUDA is available. So this is saying that CUDA is not available. We're going to load the transformer model now. If you're on a Mac, it should be MPS. Has to be a one that is 1060 or newer, which is the GTX 1060 is pretty old. Need to import the sentence transformer. Transformer. We're going to use a smaller model. In my case, I'm going to use the device equals CPU. The step might take a while because it has to download the model from the Hugging Face hub. Okay, I'm going to stop the video now, but you're going to need 10 sentences for the next video and show you what mine looks like. So I just typed into an AI, give me 10 inspirational sentences. Figure why not be inspirational? And then I have 10 questions that you also need. It has to be somewhat related to the input data, right? So if they're too far off, you won't get any match at all. It's not the queries should not contain the same words as the input data. We want it to search over it and show that it's not keyword search based, but it's similarity search based. So when we start the next video, you should have your 10 sentences here and 10 types of questions that relate to the data, but it shouldn't be the exact same words in the questions versus the data. Okay, we'll see you in the next video. Join our 100% free course to download code samples, slides, and much more information. See you at industry-python.thinkific.com.